Hi everyone, my name is Melissa Minerva. Welcome to my presentation where I observe myself as a critical reader. When I first started this course, I'll be honest, I thought it was going to be your typical boring literature class that every college student was just forced to take. I was quickly proved wrong. While this class enhanced my knowledge as a critical reader, I had fun taking it. I learned a lot about different kinds of literature, from war poems to short stories to the things that we relate to every day. This class covered it all. It was much different than any other literature class that I have taken in high school. Reader responses are thought to be boring and just time-consuming. Yes, they may be a little time-consuming, but in the end, I can only thank myself for taking the time to fully do them. I learned a lot more about these short stories from actually filling out the reader response sheets. I found details in the stories that I normally wouldn't have noticed if I did not do the reader responses. My reader response on The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien is displayed on the right. At first, I did not grasp the understanding of why these men were carrying the specific things that they were. These men carried around items that had true meaning to them. It showed that they too were human beings with a life outside the war. Rereading. It seems like a simple task that just takes a little extra time. Rereading is so much more than that. Rereading these short stories has helped me fully grasp the concept and meaning behind them. I was able to find important lines that brought out a deeper meaning than just the words themselves. I reread the short story Two Kinds by Amy Tan. By rereading this short story, I was able to find specific details and hidden importance that I would have never noticed if I did not reread it. All those highlighter marks and annotations sure came in handy for this analysis. Rhetorical devices. It seems like a complicated concept, but I can assure you that it is not. Imagery was one of the main rhetorical devices that I kept on noticing throughout this short story, as well as in the other stories that we have read. Well, since this is an online class, everything was a digital tool. I never thought about taking an online class before. I thought I was going to hate it and then it was going to be too hard and too difficult to keep up. But I ended up loving it. I loved making Flipgrid videos every week. I mean, yes, they can be a bit awkward, but I love sharing my thoughts and opinions with my classmates. One challenge I had was reading the short story A Worn Path. Reading has never been a strong suit of mine. I always struggled with being able to fully grasp the concept of different readings. I didn't fully understand what the author was trying to reveal until the end of the story. I got frustrated at times when I was reading this short story. I hated not understanding what was going on. It was hard for me to make a connection to another course, me being a marketing major. Last semester, I took the Philosophy of Knowledge class. In this class, we read the short story The Allegory of the Cave. I analyzed this short story just as I analyzed the short stories that we have read in this course. I used the same concepts and the same ideas that we did for this course. I was able to find a deeper meaning in the message that the author was trying to send. I had a lot of memorable moments and aha moments throughout this course. My favorite moment was when we did the activity where we were all challenged to not use our phones at dinner. I learned a lot about myself that day and a lot about the generation that I live with. We all attach to our phones and we never get to really live our lives. We need to learn that it is important to put down our phones once in a while. Another memorable moment that I had was reading the short story The Lottery by Shirley Jackson. It was one of my favorite short stories that we read this semester. I couldn't stop reading it. It was exciting and thrilling to find out what was going to happen at the end. The ending was something that I would never expect, and it really took me by surprise. I highly recommend this short story, and I think it's a great addition to any literature class. My aha moment that I had was taking this online course. I learned a lot about myself as a student and just as a person. I've always been a little shy when it came to opening up about my opinions. This course certainly changed me for the better. I can truly say that I have grown from taking English 201. I was able to step out of my comfort zone and just be myself. These are the sources that I used for the pictures that I displayed throughout my PowerPoint.